we're looking at a top 5, top 10 team at worst. At worst.
Yeah, and I'll agree with you. I think even we always get those rankings out way too early rankings, right? We still got little brothers behind us, right?
Yes.
So don't forget who
Behind
y'all
us.
thought y'all was, right? Whenever our coaches were coaching y'all's team, right? I'm just gonna go out and say at Ole Miss, you can think you are who you want to be. I got friends that I actually met 2 years ago. Somebody who played for them, right? Hey, same thing to you, my brother. You know who you are, right? Y'all little brother, and you will be forever, right? But just I agree with you. I think for us, top 10, there's a lot of things that we will expect next year. It's hard to not trust Lane and what Blake Baker have been doing, right? Because Blake is going to have, and I think he will have, and I'm going to mark it right now, a top 20 to top 15 defense at least next year.
I think
right?
that's cheap. I think that's
me
cheap.
too. Me too.
I think
and that's
that's
just
cheap.
me lowballing, right?
Yeah, I think
But
that's
with
cheap.
what we've got and what's coming, right? We might even have top 10, top 5.
I think we have
right?
a top 5 to top 10 defense. And I'm going to tell you why I feel like that, because
Go ahead.
we largely did this. We largely did what we did on defense last year without great pass rush from the front four.
Right.
We weren't generating the pass rush from the front four like what we anticipated it being, right?
Yeah.
The expectation was for guys like Patrick Payton and Jack Pyburn to come in here and provide that pressure off the edge. And mind you, even in that time, we lost a guy like Gabe Rutherford who was ascending. We lost him early in the season. And I think that threw a major wrench in the rotation of how the edge play was supposed to swing. Because here's a guy as a true sophomore who came in front of these veteran, experienced players, and he was slated as a starter. And there's a reason why that took place. So when we look at this defense and with the additions that we've made in the portal, we didn't just add guys. We add speed rushing guys. We added guys who can get off the ball, beat tackles one-on-one, so we can generate pressure with the front four alone. Now you mix in Blake's exotic blitzing scheme and the way that we cover man-to-man on the back end and how they can play some zone on top of it, you're going to confuse defenses. You're going to confuse them. And we're not even talking about the potential of us adding a guy like Prince Umanila. Like you add a guy who's in the SEC and had 9 sacks off the edge by himself. What?
Yeah, that's facts.
What?
That's facts.
You put him, Jordan Ross, and mix that in with the rest of the guys that we already have on the line, and especially with a speed rushing 3-tech like Stephon Gillian. Come on.
Yeah. Well, and think about it too. The one thing I'll say as well is don't forget as you're watching. Don't forget it's not 85 scholarships anymore, right? It's 105 now, right? So whenever you say why are we getting more receivers, or are we going to lose linebackers like Keelan Moses who re-signed today, right?
Right.
Keep that in mind, right? Those are depth pieces. Those people will, and those players and those young folks will get their time, right? But they got to show it and they got to earn it. And that's what the greatest in LSU history have done, right? They've earned it. They've shown it. Jabari Mack said it himself, right? I'm going to come in here when Ole Miss was trying to troll him and said, hey, come to Ole Miss, follow Frank, right? He was like, nah, I'm going to get mine. I'm going to be the next LSU great. And that's what we need, right? So
absolutely.
I agree with you. I think all the depth, all the talent, probably the best portal class we've ever had, right? I think just because we had the first one, the number one last year, what did we not do this year, right? Why was our defense on the field so much?
Right.
Because I honestly, top 15, I think, if we had offense.
That part right there.
Right.
You just hit the nail on the head right there. And I think that's the part that we tend to overlook a lot. You could not run the ball. You rank dead last in running the ball. Running the ball is such a major component to how a defense can operate. It is the legit complementary piece to making sure that a defense can remain and stay efficient. As much as an offense needs to stay on schedule, a defense has to be able to stay on schedule too. And if your defense is constantly having to go out there in speed situations there, and you don't have the depth that you need to rotate properly, they're not going to be very effective at the latter parts of games. That's why we saw teams pull away from us towards the end of games, and we weren't as effective getting home with blitzes because of those things that took place. Joker made a comment right here in the comments, and he said, and I completely agree with this thought. He says, I think it was done yesterday. That's what the Tiger tweet from Kiffin was. They canceled the dinner because they already got him on board. I could not agree more with you, Joker. I think that's exactly what the hint was. I think that he threw that teaser out there, and I think that they're just working through the details of the deal. There's no need to go to supper club to close if you've already been closed. There's no need to make major announcements right now until we get everything done.